Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Xin-Ci. I'm the head of marketing at StoreHub. StoreHub, well, up until right before the MCO, we were selling point of sale systems here in Malaysia. But, well, we've recently done something a little bit different. And we work with about 3,000 F&B restaurants here in Malaysia, and about 7,000 all over Southeast Asia. So when Nick from Exabytes asked me to come speak with you guys, I thought I'd share some learnings and to see how we can all overcome this together. Let me just share my slides. 1 second. Okay, so sorry, like these are really, really, really plain slides. So really quickly, we're going to talk about how your F&B business can survive during this COVID-19 MCO. Reality here is that we live in really, really dire times. Like it's really, really shitty times. Cafes and restaurants, if you guys don't already know this, have lost at least 80% of their revenue. In most cases, many cafes and restaurants have lost like about 100% of their revenue, right? And it's not just that. 30 to 40% of the 300,000 retail stores are expected to shut down in the next 1 or 2 months, especially if this MCO continues to extend. Most restaurants only have a cash buffer about 16 days. Most SMEs have 27-day cash buffer, but restaurants, you're looking at only 16 days. So in order to work through all of this, the StoreHub team launched a food delivery feature in about 48 hours to help save our stores. And it's super, super simple. Call it Beep Delivery. Beep Delivery is incredibly easy to use. You just put your entire menu online. There's a unique link that's generated, and you are then able to send this link to your customers and run ads to it so that people can start buying from your store. Now, Beep Delivery was really launched to keep cafes and restaurants running through this COVID-19 MCO. We prioritize like a really easy order flow and a really low service fee, about 2% only, and the ability to contact customers, because one of the things that we noticed was that food delivery marketplaces charge a lot of money. And in this season, margins are so important for businesses like yourself. And 10 days in, right, like we've recorded some really amazing success. So this went live about 10 to 11 days ago, give or take. We were still kind of testing with some merchants. But we've seen some really good success. Grub by Ahong hit 10 times sales on day 4 versus day 1. This is revenue and transactions, and they're still rolling really, really crazy. For those of you who've never gone to Grub by Ahong, they've got amazing steaks, and they've got like this buy one free one ribeye promo today. You should totally check it out. IDC is this small cafe in Damansara Kim. They sell ice cream by Kapiti, has sold more ice cream in a single day than they ever have pre-MCO. So they're doing really, really well as well. This is the first time they're doing delivery. And Pokok Glasshouse Cafe, which sits in Masa University in PJ, they first started not just selling their food, but also their extra ingredient inventory that they had that they weren't able to use, really diversifying their products. And they're doing really, really well as well. So over the last couple of days, our teams have kind of gone through we've got like I think 400 published stores now. We've gone through about at least 400 of these stores to try and understand like the super successful ones, what are they doing differently to help our other smaller merchants like achieve the same kind of success. And if you notice, all these guys, they're not like McDonald's, they're not La Juiceria, there are no huge, there are no big advertising budgets to go with it. Like StoreHub, we're a small company, so we haven't been able to really subsidize any advertising either. So a lot of this is stuff that they've done on their own that they're able to do on their own. Sounds good? All right, let's go. And by the way, if you guys have any questions at any time at all, I would say just pop in the Q&A, drop a message, and like we'll get to that. If it's super relevant immediately, I'll get to it first. If not, I'll cover everything during the Q&A. So one of the first things we learned throughout all of this is that basic menus are not enough anymore. So the more basic your menu, the more difficult it is for you to market your stuff. Sorry, because I can't even see my own screen. 1 second. See, one thing we've learned is that the most successful F&B delivery customers have started packaging and bundling their products. And this is the new normal. Why? Because you actually want your customers to spend more per transaction, but for your customers as well. Everyone's staying at home. In my home today, there are 4 people here, including myself. If I'm gonna go down and add like 1 coffee every single time, that's just gonna take a lot of time. And every single time I add like a single coffee or a single chicken chop, it stresses me out. So customers who have really succeeded have started bundling their stuff, buy 3, free 1, or like a quarantine pack for 4. That's one of the clearest examples that I've seen people package and bundle. Or VCR has an amazing, breakfast set where you assemble your own breakfast for 4 people or for 6 people. Packaging and bundling really is a new normal, and put that right at the top so that people don't have to think about it and they actually spend more per transaction. Sorry. You also want to collaborate with your neighbors and friends. Sorry for the really shitty screenshots. So some of the really, really cool collaborations we've seen is Whisk with IDC, Strangers at 47 with IDC. IDC sells ice cream, they don't sell cake, and they're not gonna go into making cakes anytime soon. They're not gonna go into making coffee either. So why don't you buy your coffee with a side of ice cream from IDC? Have and Eat has partnered with their coffee shop next door so that they're able to offer coffee by La Marsa right here. It's amazing coffee, which is coffee I'm drinking right now actually. So I can buy a meal and a coffee from Have and Eat. Lee, who owns also Provisions next door, they started selling baked goods from Provisions so that they're able to increase the average order size and get more visibility, not just your own customers, but customers from another store as well. Now, aside from all this creative bundling and packaging, what do you need to do next? You need to make sure that your existing customers know that you're delivering. Now, and what we've seen has really, really worked is broadcasts by SMS, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger. Don't be shy, just shout it out loud. So Lush Bowl here started sending order via lushbowl.storehub.me. Marie's Steak Cafe, who is my favorite steak place in all of KL, started sending this out on Facebook Messenger. And Capiti IDC as well has also sent this out to their customers. If in the past at any point in time you've collected loyalty cards, you've collected phone numbers, now is a really, really, really good time to send those messages out. And it almost doesn't matter how you send it out really. SMS, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, go try it, because this is the time to tell everybody that you are delivering. Also, according to really, really good source from Facebook, people are spending about 50% more time on Instagram right now. It really is the place to be. And from our own data, Instagram has been driving a lot of really good traffic to our customers. So while Facebook's still important, you should still post stuff on Facebook. Instagram looks like it's going to be the next big thing for food delivery. My guess is because people eat with their eyes, right? So do everything you need to do on Instagram. Update your URL and your profile. Announce that you're offering delivery on Instagram. So Raft Cafe has literally put up an entire post. I mean, it's not the prettiest, but it seems to work. They're still getting quite a number of transactions. VCR has gotten something a lot more pretty. Announce that you are now delivering. And you want to really leverage all of Instagram features, and Insta stories are really, really great for educating your customers and showcasing your menu. And then what you can do later, because Insta stories are only 24 hours, is you save them as highlights. VCR actually put out a step-by-step guide. Every step their customers need to take in order to make a delivery, and it's only 6 steps. They wanted to show how easy it was. Little People Cafe, I mean, the photos didn't load here, but actually put their entire menu up, browsing through. Some of our other customers have taken individual photos of each product and then put it up on Insta stories and put it in the highlights. Instagram, people are really, really bored at home, and surfing Insta stories is one of the easiest, clearest ways to go. And so for those of you who are already on GrabFood, already on Foodpanda, that's okay. Like, you should be on as many platforms as possible, probably. What you want to do though, because you're spending already 30-35% on that, you want to bring them back to you. Some of my the shops I love the most, even if they're on GrabFood and like they're on beep delivery, or even if they're not on beep delivery, I'm more incentivized to calling and ordering from them directly. Why? Because 30-35% in this season, like in this very difficult season, means so much to a lot of these small restaurants, right? But the thing is, most consumers, most customers don't know that. They just see free delivery and it's like, whoop-de-doo, right? Great. So what you want to do here is this: you want to give your customers a reason to buy directly from you. For instance, like 10% off if they buy direct, if whatever you're using has like a promo code. Or you can be really upfront, help keep us afloat. Buying from us saves 30% on this order. Now, not everybody's going to buy from you, because there are enough like Malaysians who love the good deals that they're going to get on Foodpanda and all that. Sorry, this is like my first coffee of the day. Don't have this, very difficult to do this webinar. Like, you want to give them a reason to buy from you directly, whether it's by discounting them, incentivizing them, giving them cash back on every online purchase that they buy from you directly. Malaysians, like, we've seen a lot of kindness during this season, and give them a reason to do so. Allow them to help you keep your business afloat and save you that like 30% that you otherwise pay. And then now that you've let all your customers know, you also want to allow yourself to be discovered by new customers really, really easily. So in this season, I haven't only discovered old guys, like I've also started ordering from people I've never been to these cafes before, ever, right? So you want to start by like super simple stuff, like updating your website on Google My Business. Like Little People Cafe, they've been a StoreHub merchant for quite a while, but because they're in Old Klang Road, I've just never been to their cafe. So recently we ordered food from them and it's really, really good food. So you want to update your website. You want to update your phone number as well. Make sure your phone number is updated. If you have not claimed this business, you want to own this business. Go claim your Google My Business profile. People also searching for things like coffee delivery near me. They're not even looking for best restaurants near me. It's all pasta delivery near me, coffee delivery near me. So you want to make sure you appear on page 1 of Google. So one of the little tips and tricks you can do, this is a bit of a hack, I don't know if everybody does it, it'll work. You put like Little People - coffee delivery. That helps you kind of rank higher up on Google. Okay, pro tip, but don't know if it actually works for the long term. Also, some of the most popular customers you've seen have started running very, very simple Facebook ads, like super, super simple. And this is the time for really pure simplicity. So some examples here are like sponsored Insta stories, so that you can get people to put a link immediately. Really good photos on Facebook. You want to geolocate all your ads to like a 5 km radius from your store, so that you can send them to your website to order later. And why 5 km? Because frankly, it's really, really hard to get riders nowadays. I tried to send something to my cousin in Puchong. It took 11 tries. 11 tries on 2 different platforms to get a runner to do this for me. So you want to geolocate your ads, so 5 km radius, to make sure it's incredibly relevant, and send them straight to your website to order, like if you have a website. Otherwise, send them to Facebook Messenger if you really, really need to, but that's just going to be a lot of pain. So ideally, send them to WhatsApp. Also, this is really huge, right? You want to get support from neighborhood Facebook groups. I don't know if you guys already know this, but there are a shit ton of neighborhood Facebook groups out there. There's like the Republic of Bangsar for people who live in Bangsar. There's like TTDI residents group. There's Mont Kiara, there's Puchong, I saw Puchong. There's also Subang residents. These are really strong neighborhood communities. And most of the time they want to support their local businesses. So of course, if your business is in Bangsar, don't go and advertise someone in Puchong, right? But post there, give them a really, really good reason to support you. Of course, follow their posting guidelines. So for instance, like if it's a pure sales post, your admins will probably take it down. But if it's like, hey guys, you know, I'm a restaurant in Bangsa and I'm trying to survive. If you need anything, you need any pasta, please, you can order directly from me here. Be active on these groups, support the local community, collaborate with other businesses on these groups as well. There are a ton of Facebook groups all over Malaysia. So these are 3 examples, like Penang Mummies discussion group, that's a big one there as well. If it is relevant for your business, you want to be there, and you want to add value, and you want to contribute, and you want to indirectly advertise yourself. Also, as like a mini, like, I don't call it CSR, but like as a mini project over a weekend, the StoreHub team actually rolled out this food delivery directory called fooddelivery.com.my. In here, we list pretty much everybody who does delivery on their own, who's not linked to Foodpanda or GrabFood, right? So even if you do WhatsApp delivery, your site gets listed here according to whichever neighborhood you're in. Now, it's not the best site, it's not the prettiest site. There are a lot of things that could be done to improve, but we get quite a bit of traffic to the site. So if you want, just submit a form, get your restaurant listed for free, and we'll help you out. We have quite a lot of submissions, so it takes about 24 to 48 hours for any submission to go up, but we're really committed to still listing everyone anyway. And lastly, people eat with their eyes. Every single one of you here, because you can use Zoom, you also have a great smartphone. Even if it's not super fancy, you want like put your smartphones to really, really good use. Some of the best F&B restaurants, like, no, they're not the best, but they've done some really amazing things. Basically just taking photos, really good photos of their food with their phones. This is all done with phones, by the way. No one has done this with a DSLR. No one has done this with I don't think anyone did this with an iPhone 11 even. And all these merchants, they're all single store, run by families, run by friends, just trying to survive. And they take great photos with filters, that's about it. So Tray Cafe, Kinmei, and Pokok, these are basic, simple photos that you can take with your phones, right? You also want to be really, really obvious. We deliver delivery. And now, if you know for a fact that you cannot take nice photos, because some of us, like, I'm not the best photographer either. This is what you can also do. Create interesting content. So Grab, for instance, they sell steak. So instead of taking beautiful photos of their steak, they post a photo with a cow on the back of a motorcycle. Grab delivery. Pokok, if you go to pokok.kl, I really, really highly suggest that you do. They have these really, really cool videos done with just an iPhone. It's lo-fi, it's really easy to do. And it's like people saying like Pokok buat delivery, start placing your orders with interesting characters as well. Right now, so you don't have to be a pro photographer to do anything. You just have to be a little bit creative and use whatever you have on hand in this point of time. Now, I'm going to be ending this. I know it's like we're supposed to do half an hour, but I've done about 22, 24 minutes right now. But I just want to acknowledge that this is a really, really difficult time for everybody. It's a difficult time for startups. It's a difficult time for me as a consumer as well, being cooped up at home. I barely left. And it's an especially difficult time for SMEs and retail and F&B SMEs. But I'm actually super confident and really, really sure that we'll all sail through this together. This is a difficult time that will kind of uplift us as a nation, uplift us as an industry into a more digitized movement, right? So without further ado, if you guys have any questions at all, I am happy to field them about almost, well, anything.
Right. Is that all your presentation, Zinc?
Pardon?
You are done with your presentation?
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite fast.
I'm trying to kill my...
I think opening the questions to the audience. If you have any questions for Zinc regards to the F&B market, what they are doing at StoreHub, do put it in the Q&A section. And you can see a Q&A section and you can just go and ask your questions there. And,
I mean, feel free to ask me like even if it's not about the StoreHub platform, it's fine.
Okay, if you would like to ask any other questions about Zinc or anything else about StoreHub, go ahead. I think that's one question. What is the best way to advertise if I were to start a new F&B store of a unique cuisine?
Wow, you are a brave person. I don't know anyone who starts a new F&B store in this time. Mervyn Teo, like, you are very, very brave. That's a good question. There are only two ways to advertise nowadays. If this is brand new and you have absolutely zero existing customers to leverage on, then your only way to advertise is just online, Facebook or Instagram, because Google searches are also on a downward trend. So there's no point. So that probably is the best way to advertise. But if you're starting a new one, kudos. I would suggest a cloud kitchen model. If you're not sure what that is, go and Google that. Samantha asked, what marketing method that you recommend for F&B businesses that have franchisee chains? I'm assuming that each chain or each branch has their own like marketing budget and are allowed to do things on their own, right? And if that's the case, I think what's really important for the brand is that you need to be able to support your franchisees, because their success is dependent on your success as well. I would say provide them with good collateral so that they can then publish it on Facebook, Instagram on their own. To be clear, guys, I think the only marketing method right now is digital. There's no other method. Oh, sorry. Oh, hi, Sean. There's no other marketing method that would actually realistically work right now. So you want to be able, and what we've seen is a lot of the smaller merchants or merchants who are not so used to digital advertising have really struggled because they don't know how to use Instagram well, they don't know how to use Facebook well. So you want to provide them with just basic templates so that they can just follow and use. I think that so far that's something that has really helped us. We actually are starting to provide some of our merchants some of these templates. Hope that answers your question, Samantha. WL Ho. Do we need to have StoreHub post system in order to register for beep delivery? Honestly, I don't know anybody who cares about the post system anymore. We don't care about post system anymore. No, so beep delivery can kind of run on its own. Just really quick thing. It's $249 it's $249 a month and 2% service fee. So yeah. And then we're also working on a lot of partnerships, really exciting partnerships to be able to drive traffic to some of our merchants to be able to support them. So tune in for that. But no, you don't really need the StoreHub post system to have this run. It's just built off the existing StoreHub post system, so that's why we were able to launch this in like 48 hours. Xiao Chan said, how can small roadside stall business owners participate in this, but they are working from home kitchens? Curry puff sellers can start create anything for them. Also owners with low digital knowledge. I'll be really honest here, that's something that has been really bothering us as well. Like, this is something that we have not been able to solve, and I'm sure all of you saw this. It was a post about the chicken rice seller, and that was a major like chop onions, cry type of post. And I mean, the team and I, we sat there and we thought about it, and like we still don't know how to help that. I'll be really honest, because unfortunately, like, low digital knowledge is like, having some idea of digital is really important, right? I don't have an answer for that yet, but as long as they're able to get access to some sort of device, yeah, you can actually get on beep delivery as long as you have access to some sort of device. So what I've told some friends in town, start from Penang, which is the home of all these like small hawker stores. I've told some friends to spread to their parents, like, hey, can you just help your parents out? Have your kid who's working from home, you know, like, sort out all the technology parts so your parents can just cook. Like, small things like that to help each other. I think that's really important. What I actually really want to do, and I thought that would be a great idea, is if your neighborhood cafe, right, you've got a curry puff auntie selling curry puff, why don't you just list her curry puffs in an online store? The auntie sell her stuff, right? To me, the only way to help everybody is if everybody helps everybody else. That's how I think. And actually, as I said, I thought that's a great idea, so I'm going to go and do it after this. Is there a limited area cover in the dispatch of F&B, and how to solve this problem? There is no solve for this problem right now. There are not enough riders in, but yeah, that's a great idea, this F&B thing. I actually, as I thought of it, I'm like, oh my God, we should totally do that. So thinking on the fly. Yeah, that is, see, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, limited coverage areas is a problem because you have many things. You've got MCO roadblocks. Roadblocks are everywhere nowadays. We have to get used to the fact that we need to sell within our own communities, and these communities need to be strong to support it. As we move into more strict, more enhanced MCO, hyper-local commerce, that means within your own district, your own community, is going to be really important. So yeah, I would say we got to work with the radius instead of trying to send like 10, 20, 15 km to support this. Should we have our own loyalty program or tap into any of the existing, and why? It's a very good question. I've always been a huge fan of your own loyalty programs, because the problem with going with third-party loyalty programs, like I think a Fave was marketed as a third-party loyalty program as well, is you don't own any customer data. So you can't send out an SMS to all your customers saying, hey, I've got a promo today to run, or I'm now doing delivery. So I'm a huge fan of running your own loyalty program with any kind of like function that helps support managing that. So at StoreHub, we have something called like Beat Cashback. It's been around for quite a while now. We have quite a lot of merchants using it. So for every like purchase, you key in your phone number, you get like 5% cashback. And then as an F&B business owner, I now own this phone number, and we've had some like one customer with 1,000 phone numbers. So they just send one SMS blast to all their customers, say, hey, you know, like we're now on doing delivery. So that's what you want to use it for, Xin-Ci as. Anonymous attendee said, you can tie up your hair if you want to, saw the hair done on your right hand. Yeah. I forgot I didn't edit here, but thanks for the tip. Yeah.
Is there any more questions for Zink before we thank her, or you want to do any wrap up, because there's no questions yet? You might, if you want, you can do a quick wrap up. Then we can take in. We can wait and see if there's any more questions.
I mean, there's nothing to wrap up really. It's just I think we're all kind of learning to live with the new normal, and this new normal is going to be here for like what, 6 to 12 months, a while. I think about it this way, guys. So we speak to some merchants, right? And we're just going to open when MCO ends. Well, firstly, I don't even know when MCO is going to end.
Yeah.
Chances of them extending this are really, really high. That's number one. Number two, like when MCO ends, will your business still be around? Can you even sustain for that long? If you can, good, great. Number three, when they lift MCO, what guarantee do we have that things are going to go back to normal? I got friends who are like, oh, I won't be able to do a massage for a year at least. Will you dare? Like being at home all day, 24/7 for 2 months is enough to change behaviors. This is 2003. This is what happened in China with SARS. This is the boom of food delivery on demand and e-commerce in China. So we are seeing that the world has changed, and I don't think it'll ever go back. So the businesses that are going to thrive are the ones who move really, really fast, who are quick to react, and who accept this change and say that, hey guys, this is going to be our new reality for the next 6 to 12 months. What are we going to do? So yeah, that's my ending. I'm assuming there are no more questions.
For Zink? Oh yeah, if you please leave your contact details to see how, if there were any more questions that we can either email you or contact you directly regards to StoreHub, you might want to leave your contact details.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions that you want, like contact StoreHub, yeah, I will. I'm not sure, like Exabyte, sorry, are you guys going to be sharing the email or not? Like sharing my email contact details to everyone. Okay, so I think like these slides are going to go out after this. So I'm just going to make them a little bit prettier. I'm just gonna, and then there'll be my email address at the end of the slides. Yeah, yeah, if you guys have no other questions, thank you. really appreciate you guys listening to me rant for half an hour.
Thank you so much for your sharing, Zinc, and thank you so much for coming on board to the SMA Digital Fest 2020 and coming on board for this online summit and appreciating this initiative and doing this. Thank you so much and really appreciate your sharing as well. If you guys have any questions, do contact Zinc personally and get to know a little bit about how StoreHub works and how we can collaborate and all. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Exabytes. Grow your business online.